Every day, we navigate a relentless stream of noise and notifications. We chase fleeting earthly joys that promise fulfillment, yet we are often left with a pervasive, lingering sense of inner emptiness. Volume 1 of the Book of Heaven documents a specific process of internal purification. It is a record of a soul being stripped of its own desires to make room for a different kind of presence. Many viewers have asked why we use the term the soul instead of referring to the author, Louisa, by name. Referring to the soul emphasizes that these writings are not just a historical biography. This is a universal invitation. The text speaks to the reader's own internal life, rather than staying confined to the 19th century. The text presents a stark requirement. To belong entirely to the Creator, the soul must detach from all worldly creations, removing every lingering tie to the noise of the world. Real spiritual fulfillment requires a difficult exchange. You must create an absolute void within yourself to allow the divine presence to enter. Even as a child, Louisa was deeply sensitive to the quiet of her inner world, despite growing up in this dense, noisy reality. These writings were not the product of a private whim. Louisa recorded her experiences under strict obedience to the authority and oversight of the Church. Responding to this call created an intense internal conflict, an agonizing tug-of-war between the comfort of earthly joys and a fierce, growing love for the crucified Christ. You cannot hear the quiet, authoritative voice of the divine until the noise of creation is silenced within your own heart. Everything changes during an internal vision. The soul sees Christ carrying the cross, bloodied and exhausted, issuing a single plea: "Soul, help me." This is an invitation to share in the weight of redemption. If the Creator is asking for help, then the pain involved is no longer a random burden or a punishment. Usually, suffering feels like a penalty, the heart packed with chaotic noise, while heavy anxiety presses down. But when the soul accepts the cross, sharing Christ's work, the internal anxiety dissolves, clearing the heart for something greater. Recognizing this, the soul chooses to shut out the distractions of the world and learns to hide away in quiet contemplation. This act of hiding is the first step in a long process of purification. It is the active work of making room for the grace of living in the divine will. Peace is found by aligning your suffering with the divine will to empty the self, rather than trying to escape the pain. Only when the soul has made itself completely empty of distractions can the heavenly light begin to shine through. This raises a practical question. In a modern world full of temptation, how can anyone realistically create this empty space? You do not need to flee to the mountains or leave society to find this detachment. Detachment is an internal posture. It is a constant readiness to surrender your own will, even while you are in the middle of your daily routine. Take a moment now to look at whatever is causing noise in your life today and internally surrender your own will regarding that situation. Unbreakable peace comes when your own desires dissolve into the divine will. We will explore this further in our upcoming series, 36 Steps into the Divine Will. Leave your questions below as we prepare to look at the next volume.